So students, before starting the class, please make sure that my visible and audible to everybody. Okay, all right. So we have today Act 2, Scene 2. I request to all the students to please take out your workbook as well as your textbook. For workbook, you will have to take out page number 79, that is 79. And for textbook, you have to take out page number 49. Okay. So first of all, we have a plot development. For plot development, you have to take out your book, workbook, that is page number 7979. We'll see the plot development or development of Act 2, Scene 2. Clear, students? So here we are going to introduce the characters, some new characters that we are going to introduce here. First of all, here we have Launcelot. Okay, first character we can see that Launcelot. Launcelot. Clear? Then his father, Old Gobbo. He is also known as Launcelot Gobbo because he is of his son. Clear? Okay, then after Buscani, as you have already introduced, so these two characters we will have in this scene. So now we will begin this. You can see that this scene shows Lancelot Gobbo's antique and provide comic relief. Okay, here in this scene we can see that how it is giving us comic relief. Okay, it is giving us comic relief. What is comic relief? That is it. Lancelot is Shylock's servant. Who is Lancelot? So he is Shylock's servant. Clear? And old Gobbo is the father of Lancelot Gobbo. Clear? So he is the son and father. They both of each other. Clear? I will talk to you about the comic relief as Act 1, Scene 1, and then Act 1, then the number of scenes, and Act 2, then Scene 1. So there are some, that action is going on, and going on. So when a dramatist write any drama or any play, so to reduce the tension of the drama, okay, they just add some comic scene as well in their writing, in their play, in their works. So that is why in drama here we are going to introduce the first comic scene, which is done by Lancelot Gobbo. Here we can see that how his talkings and his thoughts will reduce the tensions of the action or the story is going on. Okay, I mean, choosing the right casket, and then after somewhere Portia is worried how the new means the future husband of her will be what types of. So these tensions will be reduced with the help of this comic scene. Okay, so here see that this scene shows Lancelot Gobbo's antics that provide comics relief. The scene begins with the Lancelot soliloquy. I have already explained to you about aside and soliloquy. Okay, so aside and soliloquy. I have already explained to you that in aside, that is also a dialogue that is speaking by the speaker, and also soliloquy is the same. What's the difference between these two? That in aside, whatever speech is spoken by the speaker, if the rest of the characters there on the stage, so this is supposed that they could also hear. Okay, but what about soliloquy? Whatever things speech was told by the speaker, that is heard by the audience. Okay, that is heard by the audience. Let me explain you. Suppose this is stage. Okay, so with the help of stage, you will able to get the knowledge. See, suppose that this is stage. So there are some characters. 1, 2, 3. Okay, and maybe one more character is there. He is giving any aside speech, and this is your audience. So this audience is just watching the drama or the play which is going on. Okay, board is not visible. Let me explain you upside. See, suppose this is the stage. So there are some characters. Okay. So out of these characters, one character who is going to have the speech like aside or soliloquy. So this is your audience. Okay, audience are sitting and enjoying the play, enjoying the drama. So if this person have to say any speech, that is the type of aside. Okay. So here it is supposed that whatever is going to say, these audience are to be heard, not about these characters. What is that available in the on the stage. What about soliloquy? Soliloquy is also a speech which is done by the same character, a single character, and it is what types of means the audience can be heard their speech, his speech. But what about the rest of the characters? They will not, they will not listen or hear that types of music what he is going to tell. So that is the soliloquy of Lancelot. What we are going to have, which he expresses his desire for leaving the service of Shylock. The soliloquy, what we are going to have of Lancelot here in this soliloquy, you know, Shylock just wanted to leave his master. Leave his master. Who is his master? Shylock. Okay, why is going to leave him? We'll see. So here, the soliloquy, what is saying? See, certainly my conscience will show me to run from this Jew, my master. This wherever we find the word Jew, so that is for the Shylock. Okay, so that is my conscience. Okay, so there are two types of mind what Lancelot have in this scene. Suppose this is the mind of Lancelot. So there are two types of minds reflecting in this scene. First mind which is he is talking about that my, see that. What is the first word? Okay. My consign. CONSCIENCE. So the first is what? My consign. What is the next part? What is going to say for the next part? That is the, you can underline the word please in your book. So the next part, what is talking about? The find. FIEFIEND. Okay. The find. FIEND. So that is the second part of his mind. This is the mind of Lancelot. His first part, which is somewhere reflecting his good thought. Okay. And the second part of his mind is talking about the bad thought, the wrong thing. Okay, so he just resemble it's the he just calling him the devil part of his thoughts, devil parts or devil thought. Okay, so there are two types of thought. Means we have also sometimes such much condition in which we cannot decide what should we do. So here he is not that he is in the condition of dilemma in which he could not decide whether he has to leave his master or not, because when we are talking about his consign, he says that yes, you are the son of an honest man, that old Bobo, your father is very honest, so don't leave your master, because leaving master is not an honesty. Okay, so don't leave your master. But what about the second part of his mind, his mind which he called the devil? So the devil mind of him is talking about, it says that no, run from here, go to another master. Your master is not such types of master who loves you. So these two reflection we can see in the soliloquy of Lancelot. Clear? Okay. Then after it says, Lancelot describes the conflict in his mind between his consigne advising him to be faithful servant and the devil. As I told you, there are two. There was a conflict between these two thoughts, good thought and bad thought. So his consigne say that no, you should be a faithful servant of your master. Who is your master? The Jew, the Shylock, Shylock, and then after the devil tempting him to leave the Jew's service and seek another one. And who is another one? That is the new master, who is Bassanio. So these two master, first is talking about to go with Bassanio, another says that no, you have to stay here where you were. Clear? Okay, all right. See, that certainly the Jew is the very devil incarnation, and my consign is but a kind of hard consign to counsel me to stay with the Jew. So, with the help of this line, he's showing his thoughts, his soliloquy that he has to stay with his master, the Jew, and the second part says that no, you have to run from here. Thus, Lancelot finds himself caught in a dilemma. Dilemma means a situation where a person, does not decide that what exactly he or she has to do. Finally, Lancelot gives to the devil's commandment and decide to flee. Finally, he goes with this part, the second part, the devil part, and he decided to leave his master, who is a Shylock. Clear? The comic situation built up further when Lancelot fathers, the old Gobbo enters the scene, and Lancelot plans to play a practical joke on the poor man. Then further we will see in the text that his fathers arrive, whose name is Old Gobbo. Okay, so this man is such type of half blind. So he not easily identify his son. So with his son only, he was asking about that. Have you seen my son? Where is my son? So that is why Lancelot thought that my father, who is not really, identifying me. So let's have a prank with my father. So he's having such types of mischievous thought to tease his father. We'll see here. So these are the comic relief what we are going to have. Taking advantage of Gobbo's more than sand blind condition. More than sand blind condition. Children, please underline this line. Why? Because these types of phrases are very important to recognize the lines in the exam. So sand blind condition means half blind condition. He gives him wrong direction to Shylock's house and confused him. Okay, he was asking the address of Shylock, and then after he gave him another wrong description of the way to the Shylock, and he makes confuse him. He tells lies to his father about his own death. Then after he was teasing that that your son Lancelot has been died. So these things also gives us a comic relief or somewhere laugh. His glowing and double meaning are quite hilarious. However, misleading his aged father seemed to be cruel and not amusing. So in the last, we see that how his father was very worried and he asked that, oh son, what you were saying was gentle and peace. Same in the simplest way of the address of Shylock means whatever he was asking him, he just requests that try to say me in easy manner. Okay, Bassanio enters the scene with Lorendo. He's also introduced first, and other servants. He's excited to leave for Belmont. Okay, so further we will find in the same scene that here Bassanio who is ready to go for Belmont. Why? Because means he also had to face the same luck, same fortune for what the other princess came. He makes arrangements for the dinner party to be held that night means the last night. Lancelot urges his father to recommend him to Bassanio, and And both of them, after much play of words, present their request to Bassanio. Okay, so when on the same way, Bassanio was passing with some of his attendants. So when he saw that there is Bassanio, Lancelot requested his father to have, that that type of request in which he just wanted to be the servant of him. Clear? Bassanio informs them that Lancelot has already been recommended to him by Shylock, and he would take him in his service. But he asks Lancelot whether he would prefer. Means he was knowing that he has already a servant of Shylock, so he told that if Lancelot would be ready to be my servant, it's okay. I don't have any problem. But before to be my servant, he has to come. He has to inform Shylock that I myself just want to leave your service. Then after he is most welcome in my area. Okay, then to leave a rich Jews service to become the followers of so poor a gentleman. So poor a gentleman is somewhere reflected to himself. To his Lancelot's wittily replies. Then after what is the reply of Lancelot? See, you have to you have the grace of God, sir, and he hath enough. I will explain you, then I will show the text that oh God, don't say that you are poor. Here is a proverb used by Shakespeare that you have grace of God, you have such much big heart, grace of God, you are a kind person, and the wealth which is belong to Shylock, he don't have any hurt. So you have a grace of heart, you have wealth as well as the grace, the kind, the generosity given by God. So you have these things. What about Shylock? He has only wealth. He's a cruel person according to him. Okay. Bassanio impressed with Lancelot, he was completely impressed with him. In the talkings of Lancelot, we find that whatever he talks, there are some, that big meanings. He shows that he knows well. Okay, and immediately offer his servant to arrange for a new set of information for him. As Lancelot and his father leave, Gratiano enters and make a request to Bassanio to let him accompany him to Belmont. Okay, then after when they left the scene, we find that in the same way, but Gratiano comes. Gratiano we have found him when he was talking about Antonio, talking too much. Giving advising to everyone. So Gratiano, who talks too much, who enters and he makes a request to Bassanio that he also wants to go where Belmont. Okay, Bassanio agrees on the condition that Gratiano will behave like a gentleman and will keep his tongue and wild spirit under control. As I told you that he is a man with big talkings, big thoughts. So he told that okay, there will be one condition you have to follow. You have to control your mind, control your tongue, and control your behavior. You don't have to talk too much in front of everybody. Otherwise, for whatever work I'm going to do, they will think that what types of prince have come, who has such types of friends. Okay, they are talking too much. So that is why he had a condition in which he had to control himself. Clear? Okay. Bassanio does not want Gratiano's rude manners and lack of sophistications to hinder his prospects of wooing Portia. Gratiano makes a promise to observe all the manners and civility. Means he promised him that he will behave like a gentleman. He show his seriousness to others. So that is why he was agree for that. But Graciano begs Bassanio's permission to revel last night at the dinner Bassanio is giving to his friend. Okay, but he was asking one night. What was the last night when they were in Venice? So he was asking, okay, leave me today. In today's night, I will do what I want to do. But in the next day, when we will be there in Belmont, I will not do anything. So he gave his permission. Bassanio agrees to his proposal. So students, that was all about the summary of the scene, what we're going to have Act 2, Scene 2. Clear. So here we have the characters of Lancelot and then the father of Lancelot means old Gobbo. Clear? And Shiloh, Greciano, all about all this we have already studied. Okay, just on the page number 82. There are historical events and classical allusions. I will explain you because we will going to find these two classical allusions here. So I'll have opened this page 82. Okay. So here for fortune, what is the meaning of fortune? Why the writer used the word fortune, and also the sisters three? See, what is there? The historical events. First is, and second is, the sisters three. Yeah. So these two we are going to have. Okay. So what is the classical allusions we use? Why these are what? These are the classical allusion which is used by Shakespeare in his play. See that for fortune, he just want to say that it is represented as, okay, it is represented as blindfolded because it favors somebody whether good or bad. Clear? Without using its fortune's discretion. It is personified as a lady hindered to a rudder, which is decided to course of his life. She is presented on standing on wheel, which is being turned to the hand of God. So for fortune, you can say that for fortune that is somewhere written by God. If you want to change your fortune, so it is not possible at all. What about sisters three? The description of sisters three. Let's see. The three sisters, Moses sisters in Greek mythology, were the white-robed personification of the destiny. The three sisters were, Clotho. See the underline the word Clotho. That is Clotho. Clotho. Clear? The three sisters were Clotho, who spun the thread of life. Lachesis, who measures the thread of life, allotted to each person, and Atropos. See the three names were given. Atropos was the cutter of the thread of life. Okay, so there are three sisters. Underline, please. Clotho, then after Lachesis, and then after Atropos. I will write here. What was the first name given? That was Clotho. The second one says Lachessis, and the third one Atropos. Okay, they are the three sisters. Clear? So, what about the first one, Clotho, who spun the thread of life? Then the Lachesis, who measures the thread of life allotted to each person, and then after third one, Atropos was the cutter of the thread of life. Clear? Now see, it is believed in Greek mythology that these sisters are write the destiny of a person or a boy who was born in Greek country or in Greek time. See that they were commonly known as fate or destiny. So they are commonly known as fate and destiny. Fate or destiny. Clear? Why? Because it is believed that they are writing the fate or the destiny of a person. Clear? They were supposed to appear 3 nights after the child's birth to determine the course of child's life. As I told you that they were commonly known as the fate and destiny. They were supposed to appear 3 nights after the death of a child. So that is why it is believed that whatever destiny is written in the life of the boy was somewhere written by these three sisters. Clear? Okay. They were usually described as cold, remorseless, and unfeeling. Underline these three words. They were also and usually described as cold, remorseless, and unfeeling. So, students, now here we finished. See that we have discussed all historical events which is used by Shakespeare, as well as the three sisters, the concept of three sisters. So, I hope overall summary or the idea you got. Now we will follow the lines. Now just take out to your textbook, page number 48. See that here is written that this scene is divided into three sections. Okay, whatever scene we are going to have, this is divided into three sections. See, the first section is dominated by the antics of Lancelot Gobbo. As I explained you about the character, the introduction of Lancelot and after his father. So the first section was somewhere described and dominated by these two characters. Okay. In the beginning, he is found debating with his consign whether he should leave Shylock's household and take up service with Bassanio. And ultimately he decides to leave the Jews service. Okay. Then after exhibiting the racial prejudice and his false expectations for Bassanio's wealth, he teases his poor father, taking advantage of his blindness, and urges him to plead to Bassanio to employ him. That also I explain you why he. Okay, one more thing, why he is talking about racial discrimination, or what about discrimination? So here in the lines we find that everywhere Jews is written for the Shylock. So and also he's talking about his cruelty, that he has done something wrong with me, that if I am decided to leave him. So that type of discrimination we can see that for that Christian and discrimination between Christians and the Jews, that casteism. So that type of thing is we can see on here. We have also seen the complexion of black color. So Shakespeare that just wanted to show the reality of the world, which was he has observed in his he had observed in his time. So here also we can see these things, this type of discrimination, but with the help of these lines, the reality is shown by the writer, by the dramatist. Clear? So he teases his poor father and taking advantage of his blindness and urges him to plead to Bassanio to employ him. In the second section, Lancelot meets Bassanio and enters his service. Okay, what I explain you, that he enters in the service of Bassanio. Clear? And in the third section, what happened? Greciano requests Bassanio to let him accompany him to Belmont. So these three sections what I already explained you. Now see, scene 2, Venice, a street enter Lancelot. There is a street where is a means in scene 2 we find that when the scene is beginning, so we find that there is a street and enter a character which named Lancelot. See, Lancelot says what? This soliloquy of Lancelot, as I told you. Certainly my conscience will serve me to run from this Jew, my master. What he says that? My conscience means my good thought. What it says? Will serve me. Says me to serve. To whom? To my master, who is Shylock. Then the find is at mine elbow and tempts me, saying to me, Gobbo Lancelot, Gobbo, good Lancelot, or good Gobbo, or good Lancelot, use your legs, take the start, run away. On the other hand, my devil part, my that part, what I explained you, what is that? The find part of mine is saying that, oh Gobbo, good Gobbo, Lancelot Gobbo, means he just pleasing him, and you just use your leg and then try to run from this place, from your master, from this Jews who is very cruel to you. So see the negative thoughts and the positive thoughts. One side negative thoughts or positive thought is saying to stay there, to do the work in which he was already there. Okay, to have the honesty with your master, whether he is Jew or anybody. On the other hand, there was a negative thought who is saying that no, he's a Jew, you have to leave him. Clear? That is the condition of dilemma. Now see. Okay. My conscience says, no, take heed. Heed means care. Honest Lancelot, take heed, honest Gobbo. As a said, honest Lancelot Gobbo, do not run, scorn running with the heels. Again, it said that don't go, don't run. You are the honest son of your honest father, old Gobbo, so don't run. Well, the most courageous find bids me pack up. Via is what? Say the find away means go from your say the find for the heavens rouse up and brave mind. Use your mind and then you leave this place. Say the find and run. Well, my conscience hanging about the neck of my heart. Say very wisely to me, my honest friend Lancelot, being an honest man's son. Okay, oh Lancelot, being an honest man's son, you are as honest as your father. So try to be, as honest as your father, or rather an honest woman's son. Okay, he's also talking about if you are the honest son of your father, or other son of your mother, means giving description of his mother as well, because son are somewhere very closely to the mothers. Okay, so that is why mothers also he's talking about here. Well, my conscience says, Lancelot, budge not means don't move from this place, you have to stay with your master. Say the find, budge not, says my says my consign, say I, you counsel well, you counsel well find, say, and I counsel well to be ruled my consign, and I should say, I should stay with the Jews, my master, who God bless the mark, is a kind of devil. Okay, he's talking about that I'm not going to do, I'm somewhere confused. Why? Because I don't want to live with the James man, who is also who himself a kind of devil. For kind of devil means he's talking about his master, the Shylock. He's talking about he's not a good man. He's also a kind of devil. Okay, and to run from him, I should have to run from him. I should be ruled by the find. Then after he's talking about, as he's also thinking that the Jew, the Shylock is also a type of devil, so he goes with the devil part. So the devil part, FIEND. Find the thought, the negative thought, what he is talking about, and then saying with reverence the devil himself. Certainly, the Jew is very devil incarnation. Okay, he is the incarnation of any devil is talking about. Means he is somewhere the form of the devil. So if he himself a devil, so I should go to the devil part of my thought. So I will go with the devil. Clear? And in my consign is but a kind of hard consign. Okay, to offer to counsel me to stay with the Jews. The find gives the more friendly counsel. Means he's everywhere. He likes the thoughts and whatever thoughts that comes in the mind of devil part, he likes that. So everywhere he said that he's giving a friendly counsel. But what about my consign? That consign is giving the hard consign. So that is why these type of two words are used for these two thoughts. I will run. So what is the I will run? I will go for that part. Find my heels are at the commandment I will run. So here he decided that he has to run with the that devil. So students, this is the soliloquy of Lancelot is finished. Here is the entrance of old Gobbo, or the father of Lancelot. So here only 4 minutes we have. If you have any doubt, you can ask. Otherwise, I will proceed. Till here, things are clear to everybody. Raise your hand and then tell me that all the things what you have studied this time is clear to everybody. Okay, thanks. Now raise your hand when you have any problem. Only when you have any problem in any line, you can ask me, because here we have only some minutes left. Okay, so I have a question to you. Jayant. Yes, Jayant. Unmute yourself. Okay, so let.
Hello.
Yes, Jayant.
Good morning, ma'am.
Good morning.
I have doubt related to the project.
Okay. Okay, ask.
Ma'am, in Merchant of Venice project, ma'am, we have to write the preface, acknowledgement, conclusion, that all.
Hmm.
And from the school, ma'am, preface acknowledgement is not given. Ma'am, can you write from Google?
Okay, that you can take the help from there, and then after that will be according to you. You can take the hint from anywhere. Okay, and then
Ma'am, from
after.
school, it is not provided preface
Okay.
of any subject not provided.
Okay, let me discuss then the other teacher, then I will tell you, because I cannot tell anything by my own. Let me discuss to the rest of the teachers, then I'll tell you. Okay, you can take
Thank
the
you.
hint. You can read the preface given what the other matters you have. Then you can write by your own. If you're talking about the school's preface, then let me ask. Then after I will clear you.
Okay, thank you.
And then after, there is no need of writing a school preface. Preface is what that you're going to write the things about which topic or which subject thing you're going to. That should be yours. So what is the need of school's preface? But that I will ask, then after I will make it sure. Okay. So here 3 minutes we have more. Okay, can you tell me all three names of the three sisters? What I just explained you. Who will tell me? Raise your hand fast. Yes.
Yes, ma'am, good morning.
Good morning.
Hello.
Yes.
Ma'am, the three names of the sisters are Lechesis, Atropos, and Clotho. Clotho.
Okay, what is the work of there? What they work?
They were writing the destiny and fate of the child taking birth.
Okay, so how
In the
many
Greek,
times they were supposed to appear after the death of, after the birth of the child?
after the birth of 3 days.
3 nights. Okay, 3 nights. Okay,
Nights.
yes. Thank you. Okay. Okay, so there are 2 minutes. Let me proceed the class. Some lines we can study. So here enter old Gobo with the basket. As he finished his soliloquy, he dismissed. Here we find that there was the entry of a new character who is the father of Lancelot. With the basket he came. Gobo says, "Master, young man, I pray you, which is the way to Master Jeeves?" Okay, so he's asking, he's having a basket, and he's asking the address, the way to Shiloh. Okay. Lancelot aside. Now here see difference of Soliloquy and aside from the beginning of the drama. I'm just explaining you. See aside and then asking, "Oh heavens, he is my true begotten father." He told that he in the way, in a mocking way, he's saying that in a, he just joking and then asking that, "Oh heavens, he is my true begotten father, who being more than sand blind." You know that sand blind. See the description came here. The lines. Sand blind means half blind. High gravel blind knows me not. I will try confusions with him. Then he says that he is my father and asking to me the address of my master. So he that he does not recognize me, that I am only his son, and with his son only he is asking the address of his the master Jews. So let's have some fun with my father. Clear. So then after Gobo says, "Master, young gentleman, I pray you, which is the way to Master Jew?" So in last again he was asking the same question. "Oh gentleman, please tell me the correct way of Jew, the Shiloh." Okay, so after that we will go in the next class in the next week, because time is up. So students, if you have any doubt, just note it down, and I will ask you this concept what I explained you today. So till that time, thank you so much and have a nice day.
Hello everyone, welcome to you. Today, in this class, we will discuss about future tense. So in last class, we were discussing about present tense, past tense, and the tenses like simple present,